This is a landscape plan from 1914. This is something that each homeowner passes down from one person to the next. And this was done by a landscape architect named Harold Hill Blossom. That's a great name for a landscaper. I actually went to the Historical Society, did a little bit of research on him, and he was actually a protege of Frederick Olmsted.
Frederick Law Olmsted, creator of Central Park in New York City, Smithsonian Zoo in DC, and right here in Boston, the Emerald Necklace. I mean, he really wanted to bring a naturalized, woodsy setting into an urban environment. So on your plan here, can I take a look at this?
Yeah, knock yourself out.
So on this plan, it really looks like there is a dense, layered border all along this right property line. As a screening from your neighbors and as a viewpoint out the library, you want to look out your window and look into nature and really feel like you're in a beautiful sanctuary setting. And as you look at the plant list, we've got viburnums, we have lilacs, we have rhododendrons, and even some hydrangeas and azaleas in here. And this really helps create that thick, dense screening, having a layered border of various heights. And I really like these stepping stones, because Olmsted really liked bringing people into the garden just to have the experience and going around a curved path.
What I would love to be able to do is to take this plan and kind of put it in my backyard, which has become a mess over the past 9 years. So could we do a little retro landscaping?
I would love to pull from this plan whatever we can and implement in your backyard.
Cool. All right, Jen, come on in the backyard.
Wow.
Yeah, you think this is what Olmsted's apprentice had in mind?
I mean, Olmsted is into wild and making it look natural, but this is just a little bit too far gone.
Took it to a whole new level, didn't I?
Right, okay. But understandable, busy life, 3 kids, working mom.
Yep.
But we've got a lot of weeds here, but there's some great stuff.
Yeah, so what's worth saving back here?
There is this beautiful dogwood. I think if we trim this up, it's a flowering dogwood. It puts on quite a show in the spring.
Sure.
Pink, beautiful flowers, maybe white sometime. I mean, you have plants like right here. There's this clematis.
Do you know that I've been pulling that up, thought it was a weed for 8 years straight?
This is sweet autumn clematis. It flowers white in September. And I think what we could do is just pin it up on the fence. Okay. So reuse and recycle stuff like that. I see sedum. Sedum is another fall bloomer, so that paired with the sweet autumn clematis is a beautiful match. Okay. And then we have hydrangeas. We get the nice blue ball on top, or even the peonies. This blooms in the spring. Nice, puffy, beautiful spring blooming flower. So what I would like to do here is rip everything out of mostly weeds and then dig up the perennials that are worth saving, set them aside, and then reintroduce from Olmsted's apprentice's plan, pull stuff from his plan so we could start to recreate that layered feeling. So you have focal points from inside your house and as well as when you're sitting out here.
Cool. All right, let's do it.
All right, so this sedum I want to save, but it's being overtowered by this hydrangea. So I want to just dig it out. We're going to set it aside and put it in a sunnier spot where it has more room to grow.
Do you want me to grab it?
No, I have it on the shovel because I don't want the root ball to fall apart. And that way we'll keep it all intact. And I'm going to go put this on the tarp and we'll save it for later. Okay, so we have cleared out all the weeds and saved all the perennials we're going to save and left the bones of the plantings like this beautiful flowering dogwood, your lilac, and your viburnum. But now the next step, we are going to add stepping stones. I love that on the plan. These are New England stepping stones.
I love it.
So what we're going to do is we're going to lay them out and then we'll adjust them at the end, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to make a little trellis for this sweet autumn clematis to grow up. So we're going to put a few nails in, line some string around it, and then start the training process. So some people cut this back all the way at the end of the fall, and some people just let it go. You know, it's all attached by this tiny little root right here.
That's crazy!
Right? Okay, Alex, all the plants have been laid out.
Okay.
And I want to explain it to you. So I really love the plan that you showed me earlier. It had more of a woodland feel. So I think what you were asking for is more of a cottage feel.
Totally.
Meaning you want to see color all year round and just keep different blooms going at different times.
Right.
And so I pulled plants from the plan, such as these Annabelle hydrangeas, and then I paired it with something new, this butterfly bush. These are pollinators, they'll bring in butterflies. So they're gonna go off around the same time.
All right.
Right? And so moving down the garden, we have your peony that was existing here, and we paired it with the bearded iris or German iris, which was on your plant. And I thought that would complement your peonies because they bloom at the same time.
Cool.
Another sequence for your garden.
All right.
And this is the clematis that we staked up earlier that was existing.
Right.
And this sedum was also existing. And I got two more to pair it with this one.
All right.
Another late summer, great early fall blooming.
Right next to this one too, right?
Next to this one. And we got one more autumn clematis
Cool.
to complement what you have here, so you could have a wall of green. A few more peonies to add the sequence down the garden, and underneath your flowering dogwood, we have Shade City,
Love
which I pulled from your plan, hay-scented ferns.
All right.
These hostas were yours, we divided them, and then traveling down the stepping stone path, we have some phlox. This is tall garden phlox. It blooms midsummer, and it attracts pollinators, and it was on the plan.
It's a trifecta.
You dig the hole twice as wide, not quite as deep. Tip it upside down. Tease the roots a little bit so the roots are all going to go out into the soil.
Got it.
Hold on to it in case it falls apart. And then you want the top of the plant to be the level of the ground. And we also have some bulbs to put in. We're gonna do daffodils that come up first, followed by tulips, and then alliums, which bloom from May to June, and it has a huge round purple head. So we're gonna put mulch down around the plants. It's gonna help retain moisture, but you don't wanna cover the base of it because it'll rot the stems where it meets the plant. So Alex, what do you think? Feeling a little Olmsted?
Yeah, with your own Jenn stamp on it, this place looks amazing. I cannot thank you enough. I hope you come back for a party in the spring when all the bulbs are blooming.
All right, I'll be here.